Alright, guys, so this is Big Fish, and today I really want to have this time and talk a little bit about how I react to this minimum damage patch and all of this thing. So, in case you haven't watched yet, Coinzel, or he's like some very famous VDM YouTuber, he has really good content, and I really suggest you guys to watch his channel. His channel is Coinzel. I'll probably put the link in the description. So he's already told everyone his thoughts about the minimum damage patch and how it's actually like backpedaling or going backwards. It's not really like improving in anything. I don't know. But here's the thing, alright? I want to talk a little bit about what actually goes through my mind when I read this patch. I'm not a free-to-play player. I mean, I tend to be leaning more into the free-to-play. I haven't really like top up a lot. I think I top up probably at most, maybe in total, maybe like 120 bucks or something, maybe. But certainly it's not more than that. That's for sure. I spend way less than most people who are not free to play. So I'm pretty much almost free to play, almost. And this patch, I want to talk a little bit about. I want to break this thing down from the very simplest way. And so we're gonna be starting this conversation with how everything started before the patch. Before the patch, I was in gold. I was in high tier gold. I was about 2,400 ish. So I was almost touching platinum. I was fighting people who are about 1,000, 2,000 CP above me on a daily basis, and it was actually more like a chore than actually a battle. And the only reason that I could climb up so far into the leaderboard was simply because my mechanics were a lot better, and I'm able to abuse people's mistakes. I'm able to use my iframes very effectively, and I have really good usage on my timing and my evasion. But we're talking about me. We're not talking about everyone else who are not as crazy about learning PvPs and everything else. Let's talk about most people. Most people at my CP at the time before the patch, I was sitting at around 14,300 CP, I think. Yeah. At the time, most people around that CP is either still in low tier silver or mid tier silver at best. I'm talking about at best, right? So most of them are not even there yet. Most of them are in low tier silver, and they're fighting people that are around their CP, and that's why they stay there and they can't really improve because their mechanics are not getting better. They're not getting better at PvPs, and this is the reason why the Pearl Abyss made the patch about the minimum damage, because it is actually impossible, nearly impossible, for you to grind and climb up ranks as a free to play. You're forever gonna be stuck in the same rank regardless of when or what happens. Alright? The only way is for you to practice super hard the way I do. And even that, you might not even like climb up so far. Like my mastery using the Primrose is pretty much I mean, come on. You guys know my Primrose, right? And it needs you need to be at least that good, as good as I am, or better, to actually climb up a little bit above everyone else, which is like one rank medal above, from silver to gold. And I'm telling you, it's really impossible. Why? Because when you trade hits, the opponents basically can kill you in like 3 hits. Not even one combo. I'm talking about 3 hits, 3 skills. They can kill you in 3 skills, and how are you gonna play? Like, how are you gonna do shit? Right? And the biggest issue is you don't even deal damage to them. I need to combo like most people at high tier gold. I need to combo them at least 5 to 6 times. Can you imagine that? 5 to 6 times. You need to combo them 5 or 6 times just to kill them. And that is insane. I need you to think about it. Like, the opportunity to get a combo on, it means you need to clear your opening. And then you have to think about how much evasion you have left and how much evasion you're committing to actually open up your opening skill to initiate a combo. you're basically gambling in a way. It's not really gambling, it's very skill wise, but on most occasions it's kind of gambling. If the opponent uses super armor and trade with you and his CP is way higher, you would be dealing like no damage, like maybe like a dent, and he's gonna take at least 30% of your health in one trade. Trading means like two super armor skills collide, like you're using a super armor, the opponent's using a super armor, and it collides and they both deal damage to each other. You will take like 30% of your health off, and the opponent, if it's just the high CP whaler, is probably just gonna take like 100 damage, or maybe even less. And this makes it impossible for anyone to actually climb the ranks. You know, it's just impossible. And then, like what Pearl Abyss did was basically they increased the minimum damage so that even though the enemies can still kill you in 3 hits, this doesn't change. By the way, they don't change how the whalers do things. All right, you can still be killed. If you're low CP, you'll be killed in 3 hits. I'm not kidding. It's possible. Even maybe 1 hit if like your AP and DP, if like the APD and DP difference is far enough, you can get one shot at. You can get killed in 1 hit. And so what this minimum damage patch says is basically from the Pearl Abyss, they tell you guys, all right, you're free to play. That is okay. For all this time, you've been enduring all of this fucking pressure from the whales, and you can't do shit. You deal no impact against them at all. You can go like 5-manning them, and like they will just sweep you off in 1 shot. In 1 skill, they can kill like 5 of you. That means like there's just no point in actually practicing the PvP content. There's no point in getting better. You know, like you need to be significantly so much better than everybody to actually like do something and create impact, and it's just not practical for everybody. And so what happened was they increased the minimum damage. So the Pearl Abyss, they said this, all right, I will give you a chance. All right, I will give you a chance. I won't change how the whales do things. If they hit you 3 times, you will still die. But this time, you don't need to combo them 6 times to kill them. 3 is enough. And so the whales start complaining. They went like, oh my god, I got fucking killed by some warrior or some fucking like low CP piece of shit. Well, that's just how it is. Like it or not, that means you got outplayed. The person who is fighting you is lower CP than you. That means you can literally kill him in like a couple hits, and he needs to combo you 3 times. And if you still died and you still lost, I think that is your fault, right? Why? Because this thing happens already in the Korean, the Japanese, and the Taiwan server. It's already up. So that means eventually it's gonna turn that way. So I don't see the point where how, like the global server, why they're complaining so much. Like, look, okay, you can still kill them in 3 hits, and they need to combo you 3 times to kill you. That alone is already like enough advantage, you know? Like, what do you want? You want to, if you don't want people to even fight you and be able to fight you, you don't need to play, man. Just fucking quit. The game is made to be played together. It's an MMORPG. It's made to be played together. If the free-to-play have no chance of beating you at all, that means the game is just based around money, which I don't want to believe. Why? Because I've killed people who plays with money. I've already destroyed so many people in the arenas. They are way higher CP than me, so I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that this game is entirely due to CP. There's a lot of skill involved, fundamentals, mechanics. There's super armor, there's invincibility, there's evasion. These things are what creates outplay potential. This is what creates the difference in gap between someone who's good and someone who's not. And if you're worse than the one you're fighting, most of the time you will lose, regardless of your CP. But in the past, that was not the case. In the past, no matter how good you are, you can't even trade. You need to combo them 6 times. Dude, what the fuck, man? Like, you need to think about it. How do you try to combo someone 6 times without getting hit? Because the moment you get hit 3 times, you will die. Do you guys get my point here? Like, look, The game gave you an advantage because you spend money. All right, you have a very strong start. You can kill anybody in 3 hits. Some of those are a lower CP than you by a huge margin. You can still kill them in 3 hits. It doesn't matter, right? That doesn't change. But now, instead of you just standing up like a fucking idiot, letting them hit you, and you feel nothing because your potions heal you much more than the damage that they deal to you. Now they give them the free to play a chance to actually deal damage to you. It's not even that much. And the reason why these whales are fucking complaining is because they're so used to being indisputable. They're so used to feeling invincible. And now they can't do that anymore. Why? Because out of the many like arenas I've already done in this game, it's often the free-to-plays that are actually really good in the arenas. Why? Because most whalers have always gotten used to like, oh yeah, I'm strong. I don't need to be good. I can just hit someone twice and they will die. I don't need to be good at the game. So the free-to-play, which couldn't do that, they practice and they have this mentality that, okay, I can't win in terms of power, so I'm gonna win in terms of skill. So that's what happens. And free to play gets better and better and better. And now, when the game gives the free to play a chance, the whalers are crying. They're crying like fucking babies. Especially those like the top CPs. Like there's so many like whalers quit the game, and honestly speaking, we're better off without them. Why? Because they're toxic. They want to feel so invincible at the top that they can't even like be bothered to think about, alright, so now although I'm strong, I still need to practice. They can't change their mentality. They're back to the blaming habit. Oh yeah, we are, the game is like fucked up because this MMORPG blah 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 is like this, and then they change it. Well, it's just how the game works. Games evolve, games change. If you can't handle a bit of pressure, then fuck off. Nobody told you to play, right? And in case you don't know, whales might seem like they spend a lot of money, but do you know how many people like me are there? The numbers of whales and the numbers of people like me who just spends a little bit is far in comparison. There's so many of us, people who just spend a little bit of money, and those people and those like that difference in amount actually differs in terms of money spent. And whalers combined don't even spend as much money as people who are like me, who spends a little bit. Why? Because our numbers are so much more than them, you know? This is how I like to think about things, and I really hope that some whales would like watch this video and think for themselves, you know? Like, I'm not mentioning any names. Why? Because I think if I mention names, it'll be personal, so I don't want to. So I'll put it this way: if you're above 20k CP at the point where I upload this video, you're a whale. And now you gotta think for yourself, because I got 3 questions for you. Now, you can 3-shot almost anybody. Not everybody. Almost everybody. Alright, you got that advantage. And now someone who is playing free needs to practice day and night, every single day, so that they can outplay you. So they can win against you. They need to practice so hard. They need to keep dying and losing and learning. And you don't even need to do anything. You can just hit them 3 times out of like some blind luck, and they would die. And now you're saying that it's unfair that they have a chance to beat you now? That's question 1. And the answer is honestly pretty obvious. Of course they deserve a chance. Why? Because you're not playing by yourself. If you don't want people to be able to fight you back, why bother playing? There's no point in playing a game in which nobody can beat you. Like, do you ever feel bored? Like, there's so many people, like there's so many whales in my server in Hexay who's saying, oh yeah, I'm bored. Yes, you're bored. Why? Because nobody can beat you. That's the problem. Nobody can even fight you. The only ones that can fight you are other whales. And then you will start complaining. Oh yeah, I lost because they spend more money than me. They're stronger than me by CP again. And now you're diving deeper into this blaming culture, in which you're blaming everything and except yourself. You look at me. I'm a nobody. I'm a fucking mercenary nobody. I don't even put out like the top 5,000 in server CP. I don't even put out top 5,000, man. And I'm beating you fuckers. I'm beating you fuckers, alright? Extreme Venom, he's a fucking piece of shit. I killed him so many times. I met him in normal arenas, I met him in fucking Black Sun. Last Black Sun, I solo killed him. I don't have a clip for it because I wasn't recording, but if you ask him, he'll probably remember why. Because it's not every day that you get killed by a fucking mercenary when you're top 1 in the server. Alright? So here's what I'm going to be saying. The reason why I'm pointing out names, Extreme Venom, is because everyone knows at Hexe that he has a whale, but he can't play. He got destroyed by Shankatu. And if you don't know who Shankatu is, he's a YouTuber. He's a really good duelist in the arena. I've already seen him, his mechanics are solid. And he's probably one of the only few whales out there who actually bothered to learn the mechanics of the game. The second will probably be Lord Asalvo. Lord Asalvo is top 2 in Serendia, if I'm not mistaken. He is really good. He's a really good player. And it's those whales that I look up to. Why? Because they spend money, but they don't feel like, okay, I'm strong, I don't need to do anything. They still bother to actually like get better. They want to improve. They start going to normal arenas, practice. And so, hands down, if you go into an arena which is balanced, in which not all your skills have super armor, like how it is in open arena or friendly arena or everywhere else, you will lose against these people. Why? Because these people are not just invincible by nature, but they actually learn to be more invincible because of their skill. Alright, so this is basically what I want to be talking about. Now I'm going to be talking about this increased minimum damage rate based on CP, and this is going to be my honest review. This is changed not because of any of this. This is not because any of this. This is not because any of this. These changes are made for one reason. Whales are quitting, money is dropping, and Pearl Abyss is getting fucked up. And they got scared. And so they did this. But I'm telling you, this will affect a lot of people. By a lot, I'm talking about 80% of you. 80% of any player. They're considered free to play or little pay, like me. This will change a lot of things. But if you're good enough, this is not gonna change a lot of things. And I'm telling you, even in March 23, I will still be in Diamond. I'm not going anywhere. That's my claim. And in case you don't know, who are in Diamond, those people are at least 19, 19, 20k plus CP. And I'm just one fucking 15.6k CP. Prime Rose, who's got nothing to lose. So watch my channel, learn the fundamentals of the game. You can tell your friends about my channel. You can tell your friends about my content. I don't intend on making money in YouTube, alright? I'm doing this, I'm making these contents completely for free, out of goodwill. Why? Because it pains me. It pains me to see that you free-to-play players are fucking crying, saying that, oh yeah, I fucking lost because he's CP. Oh, I fucking lost because of my class. Oh, I fucking lost because of this. It's bullshit, alright? Sometimes you gotta accept shit that, alright, I lost, why? One. There's only one reason why you lost, and that's because you're shit. That's it. That's literally it, alright? This might sound harsh, a lot of people might hate me for it, but I don't give a shit, alright? Who the fuck are you? You're not my dad, right? If you want to practice and you want to get better, I respect that. You can ask me any question on the comment section. I'll reply to that. I'll make a content for you. This is not the first time I did this. I've already made content specifically for just one person. Alright? I don't give a shit about people's complaints. What I give a shit is if you actually want to learn or not. If you want to learn, I will help you. If you don't want to learn, then fuck off. Alright? I don't need everyone to know my channel. Why? Because it's pointless. Because out of like maybe 100 of you who watches this channel, probably only like 5 or 6 of you will actually implement any of this stuff in the arenas. Because most of you are dumb shit. Alright? That's all I gotta say. Really. That's all I gotta say. And I really hope you guys really look deep into this and really listen to everything I said and try to process what I'm saying. And there's my last advice for both free-to-play players and for whales. Alright? Be that as it may, this is what I want to say to you. Free-to-play players, go watch my channel, go to arenas, implement what I taught you, implement what you learned from my channel, and improve your mechanics, improve your timings, improve your evasion, improve on everything, so you can compete. You get me? So you can compete. And stop complaining about job classes being OP. You've seen my channel. My channel is completely uncut. There's literally only one video in my channel that is cut and edited. The rest are all uncut. And you see me beat every single class in the game using the Prime Rose. And I'm doing this consistently. The Prime Rose is said to be the top 3 worst class. This is said by Legit Mobile, this is said by Smithy, this is said by a lot of people during their class tier lists. If I'm using the 3rd worst class in the game and I can beat everyone, what do you have to say for yourself? You should be ashamed for even complaining. Alright? I want to see you improve. I want to see you send me your replays. You can just put on the link in the comment section on any of my videos, any of them. I'll read them. Alright? You can give me a link to your channel. You want to upload your own replay, and I will analyze those replays for you for free. So you will know what you need to improve on and what you need to change. And I'm doing this for free. I'm telling you, for free. I'm not charging you any fucking money, right? I want to see you improve. Even if you're not using the Prime Rose, I want to see you improve. I will tell you what you did wrong and what you did right. And the second one is going to be advice for the whales. Please stop quitting the game for other stupid bullshit, alright? You guys are better than that. You guys can spend money into the game. That means you guys make quite a good amount of money. If you can make that kind of money, you have time to practice at least 5 matches a day, which takes less than 10 minutes. Stop saying, okay, I don't have time, that's why I spend money, like blah 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 blah. I've already watched like this Filipino YouTuber from Serenity, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, I like watching his content. His name is Mancanor, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check this one out. This one. This guy. Alright? If you don't know who he is, I'll show you. His Mancanor and Friends. He's a very famous Filipino BDM YouTuber. He's one of the top CPs. He's a whaler, and he's friends with Ray Force, which is our previous #1 CP in Asia. And he said some good things, but I cannot agree with what he said, particularly on this one. Why? Because I think that you have a lot to learn every single time, and complaining about things that is just simply fair, I would say, or skill-based, or talking about something beyond your control is utter stupidity. If I tell you, let's put it this way, alright? What if, like, you know this world and how this world goes. Suddenly, there's no more concept of money. all right, for some magical reason or whatsoever, the concept of money is gone, and now you have to actually be strong to actually survive. Let's bring this thing back to the era where money becomes a concept of power. What if that happens? Are you gonna complain to the fucking world, telling, "Oh yes, this is not how the game works. This is not MMORPG." Listen, okay, stop complaining about something beyond your fucking control. You complaining just makes you look fucking pathetic. That's all I can say. All right? You can hate me for it. You can like me for it. I don't care. But one thing's for sure. I want you to reflect on yourself, improve, and get better. Give me a second. My dogs are noisy. And this is gonna be the last thing before I stop this recording.